Okay, so for this assignment, you're going to start by using your textbook. So regardless of which edition of the textbook you have, of course I'm using the 10th edition, you want to open it and look for, in the very back of the textbook, Appendix B. So here is Appendix B. Appendix B is called Writing Correctly. And this chapter basically goes through some grammar, spelling, word usage tips, some things that students typically need to work on. So what I want you to do is to turn to the exercises and problems. And if you have the 10th edition of the textbook, this is going to be on page 671. If you have a different edition of the textbook, it's probably going to be a different page number. But again, you just want to look for Appendix B, Exercises and Problems. Then what I want you to do is, starting with B2, which is called Providing Punctuation, you're going to do the first 5 problems. So for each one of these exercises, you're only going to do problems 1 through 5. So do 1 through 5 starting with B2, go on to B3, B4, and so on, all the way to B15. And again, you only need to do problems 1 through 5. Once you've completed all of these exercises, and you can either complete them in the textbook if you want to write in the textbook. You can also use a separate sheet of notebook paper if you want to go ahead and just write out your answers on your notebook paper. Okay, and then the next thing that you're going to do is send me an email to brit.56@osu.edu, and you're just going to tell me that you've completed the exercises and ask me to send you the answer key. Then what I'm going to do is email you the Appendix B Writing Correctly answer key. And all you need to do is just go through the answer key and compare the correct answers to the answers that you recorded, or what you thought was the correct answer. Okay, in doing this evaluation or this analysis, what I want you to do is figure out how well you did and determine which areas of your writing you're actually going to need to work on. Now on to step 3 of the assignment. For step 3, you're going to tell me how you did with the exercises. So you're going to write a memo, a professional business memo, that tells me how you did with the exercises. You also need to talk about the areas that you need to work on. And then I want you to discuss your plan or the specific resources that you're going to use to help you work on these areas. To see what a correct memo format looks like, you want to take a look in your textbook in Appendix A. If you have the 10th edition of the textbook, you can take a look at page 648, and this has an outline or an explanation of exactly what a memo should look like. So this is a good resource. To create a memo, you could also use the templates in Microsoft Word. So if you go to File and then down to New, depending on the version of Word that you have, this will look different. But here I'm just going to type in memo, and there are usually at least a few different options for memo templates. So you can choose any one of these templates, and basically all you're going to do is just fill in the fields that Word already has set up, the default fields. Okay, so again, this is the Writing Correctly Self-Assessment assignment. This is posted on Carmen. If you have any questions while you're working on it, please let me know, but this memo is going to be due in the Dropbox in our next class. So good luck.